right, let's have fun, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on another Friday night, 6 p.m. As always, clocking in right on time, and we got a couple of pretty cool guests tonight and a great show for you. This is another episode, and Themba, can you get it?
Oh, sweet.
Just
oh,
the way he loves it.
That's
tonight,
the way I like it.
Yeah, tonight we got a pretty cool topic, Themba.
Absolutely.
The GOAT.
Oh,
What do we mean by that?
the GOAT
The GOAT. The
I mean,
greatest
of all.
time.
Come
Yeah,
on.
you got it. So, why don't you introduce our guest, Thames?
Oh, man. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me so much pleasure to introduce the GOATs, SA's best 400-meter hurdlers in the building. What a privilege. I'll start with the man over here. He's a young man. Recently turned into being a teacher and a student. LJ Van Zyl, SA 400-meter record holder. He's one of the
400
best
meter
and the
hurdles.
greatest 400-meter
And he's
hurdle.
quick on 400 meters as well. So we know.
400-meter hurdle record holder, 200-meter world record holder in the straight. He's
that's
with
true,
us
yeah, I
in the
remember
building. LJ Van Zyl, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Actually exhausted as I sit here because I'm up since 3 a.m. Themba.
Sound like a dad.
First one, because of the Olympic Games, I'm standing up every morning, and also I'm home alone with two boys, Louis and Gideon. Remember, Erwin is in Japan, so I'm daddy daycare / working for university, and I'm doing everything, but I am enjoying it.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to number one dad in the world, LJ Van Zyl.
Yeah.
All right, with us, we've also got, ladies and gentlemen, this young man over here, phenomenal 400-meter hurdler, smooth, elegant, African champ. He's done it all. He's won world titles as well. Ladies and
And the
gentlemen.
postman.
Oh, he always
You forgot
delivers.
that one, Themba. What is the reason?
I want him to tell us, because we've
Yeah.
heard so many stories. I've got my story, but he's gonna tell us himself.
Did you
Postman?
say postman or milkman?
Postman. All right, introduce, ladies and gentlemen, here is Colonel FREDERICKS. Give the people a shout out.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, the postman actually come from one of my good friends, Enrico Brenkis. I haven't actually been in touch with him for some time now, but yeah, he was the one that started all this, and because he always told me, listen, whenever it's time to perform, you're always ready. And,
Yeah.
That's why we gonna give you the name, the postman.
Absolutely. The postman always delivers. Oh man, we're gonna
That's
touch on
very
some of
cool.
your
I like
career highlights. We're gonna touch on some of LJ's career highlights as well as we go. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good one. So before we get started, Schmidt, anything you wanna add about these two gentlemen, this astute, wonderful guest that we've got here?
Yeah, man, very, very knowledgeable. Got a lot of insight in track, not just from their experience, but also post-track career, just listening to the ideas around the table pre-show. I know this is going to be pretty cool, and yeah, we're going to get some very cool insight into a bunch of topics. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, with that, Temps, let's get the show on the roll.
Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the episode number 6 of No Sweat Podcast. As I said,
Correct.
the topic today is the GOAT. And with us here, we've got some of the best athletes we've ever had in South Africa. But 400 meters specific, I mean, it does not get better. But we're going to move on. I'm going to just run you through the program. So after that, we'll touch on the article about Samaya and Johnson, which is looking to build on SA's Olympic legacy. Obviously, long jump is one of those events. We'll get onto that later, LJ. I know you've got some great thoughts on that. We'll do also mental pressure. Important
that's
topic.
a big topic. Yeah.
Very important for South African athletics, for the athletics all around the world, you know. We'll talk about the Olympic Games, obviously. We'll talk about some of the prospects, what has happened there, as well as the conditions, how to deal with these very tough conditions, that the Japanese have. We'll talk about COVID. We must talk about it. We can't run away from it. It's the truth. LG, you've got some stories at Vet as well. We'll touch on those, and then we'll play a game. The game is called Battle of the GOATs, where you guys will go against each other, and then we'll finish it off with who's your money on.
Who's your money on 5 gold medals? Who you'll bet on, definite ones.
Yeah,
That's going to be pretty cool.
absolutely.
Okay, let's rock and roll.
So let's start with the GOATs. LJ Fansel. So obviously you've been watching the Olympics, you've been following, and also some of your career, you've spoken about some of the young athletes that you're teaching that have become very great now at the Olympics and so on in your faculty, not if you're not teaching them. Just tell us about your journey and how important and how big the Olympic Games is in general. You've been there, you've done that.
Themba, before we get to the Olympics athletics-wise, I think for now, as we stand, the end of July, the athletics started today, and it will take flames tomorrow. We'll get to that one. But just remember this gold medal plus the world record with Tatiana Schoenmaker and also Kaylin Corbett in the 200 butterfly is spot on the correct day before the athletics start. Now remember, our whole village, our whole apartment block in Japan is on fire. Everybody is excited to compete. Everybody get the feeling, get nervous, of course, and also it's possible to be on the podium. I think this gold medal for us South Africans, yes, but the athletics team is very important. We have a few medal hopefuls.
Yeah.
And I think it's for them also just to believe. If I can take you back to 2008, we haven't won one medal except Kotso Mokoena. And the whole athletics team was under pressure. I remember I was in the final. I was the first, same like Sokakana Zazini, the first athlete of the Asia's team athletics had to compete, and all the pressure is he also going to fail? Is he also going to So this gold is gold for the athletics team as well.
Come on.
So I've got a question. If you say that all the pressure is on you, is that pressure that you apply to yourself, or is that pressure that's built through, I don't know how much social media played a role in that time, but
fortunately on that stage, social media was not so hyped. You know, in the village, you get, in the foyer, the whole team is watching you, the other teams. Now you get back, you don't want to get back and get knocked out in heats or semis.
Yeah.
You also want to have the feeling, and now everybody's getting back, this team and this athlete, without any luck. So now you have to compete, and now the talks in the village, are we going to have 0 medals? Is this? And now you're starting wondering, yes, what's wrong? What's wrong? I know we went to a training camp in Daegu before the time. Maybe that was the incorrect decision. Now you're starting to wonder, what is the issue?
Wow, that's powerful. I mean, that's a great insight that we would always get to hear. I mean, end of the day, it's high pressure. There's a lot.
And also, Themba, remember the hockey team? We beat Germany, the number 6 in the world. Also, it was so close. We almost got Netherlands, the number 1 in the world. So it is possible. And now the guys can believe. Listen, this is Olympic year, and we can also do it.
Cornel, what have you got to add about the pressure, like LJ is talking about, of major competitions? You've been there as well.
Yeah, what was your experiences?
Yeah, from my side, I've been to 2012 Olympics with LJ. We were the only 400 hurdles at the time. And obviously from the previous year in Daegu, both of us make the final. LJ came third, I came fifth in the final, and there was a lot of pressure on us building up into Rio. LJ being a medal hopeful, myself being into the finals as well. And both of us got knocked out in the heats, and obviously for various reasons. There's always a lot of pressure, especially nowadays in the media. Everybody expects the previous year, if you a medal winner at the World Championships or Commonwealth Games, that you're going to make it in the Olympics as well. So, it differs from athlete to athlete how they deal with it. It depends also if you have a good support structure around you. And nowadays, if you look how athletes travel around the world, everybody has a psychologist, a physio, dietitian, a good coach. So most of the top athletes have the complete package, if I can call it that. But on the day, the athletes themselves are mentally for a race or a match.
Would you say and I'm just trying to think, obviously I don't have that experience, but rocking up for the games, the timing or the amount of time that you spend ahead of probably the time that you race has an influence on that. I guess my question is actually twofold. The village that you live in, being amongst the other athletes, does that create some mental challenges? And wouldn't you suggest, or would one of the reasons or one of the options be to come maybe later or earlier, or is that even an issue?
I would say, it depends from athlete to athlete or coach or federation even. But a lot of the athletes that I've been with, once you get into the village, everything is different. There's a food hall 24/7.
The lights is very bright in the village. There's a lot of distractions. CORNEL. The ladies can do your nails, you can do your hair, you can anything. You can play pool. There's too many activities.
Definitely.
And also, if you're not focused enough, as CORNEL just said.
Yeah, definitely. And that I think a lot of the athletes actually lose concentration at that time.
Definitely.
And then normally a week or two after the Olympic Games or major championships, you'll see these athletes again performing. And a lot of athletes will wonder what happened 2 weeks ago, and they actually forget about all these side tracks and stuff.
And CORNEL, if you also can remember the amount of walking you have to do. Remember, you have to go from your apartment to the dining hall back, and also in the dining hall, it's like, how big is the dining hall? That's almost like 60 by 80 meters.
Yeah,
it's
quite
massive.
big,
And you walk up and down, then you go to a kiosk to get a coffee and back. So you walk in the village on average, CORNEL, about 7-8 k's, and then you also have to walk from your apartment to the bus stop, wait for the bus. So you also need to take that in consideration. I remember in 2008 they had free bicycles everywhere, so you could drive around up and down. That helped a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's crazy when you look at those villages. It just looks overwhelming. Like next thing here's Phelps, and then McDonald's is free, and trying to keep your weight down. LJ van Zyl, did you ever struggle with weight? You look like you enjoyed the tuck shop.
I enjoyed it. I remember in 2008, remember McDonald's is smaller. You can help yourself, and it's open 23.5 hours a day.
Yeah.
3 hours space only to clean up the tables and pack the new. So it is an issue. Your discipline need to be really focused and sharp. And also remember, there's like African food, there's traditional, there's Asian, there's Caribbean food. So now you get there, you used to actually on this specific diet. Now you get there, there's all these options. There's sushi. The first time I had sushi was in the village. So what's going to happen? Your tummy will run. Sushi. And also it's small stuff. So I always speak to the younger guys, stick to the basics. Don't try new stuff. Don't the Oreo McFlurries, leave it alone for now.
Exactly. Croissants for breakfast. Since when, LJ? I know you scrambled eggs and a little bit of orisiki.
Yeah.
Now you want to do sushi. You know, asking for trouble.
I remember I saw CORNEL in the village in London. This is the first guy I saw. He ate 4 Big Macs. This thin guy, 4 Big Macs, plus the Coke and the chips.
Themba, yeah, but that actually happened after I was eliminated.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
I
okay.
forgot to mention that.
LG, you're killing me. Fredericks.
Yeah, but but that was my point. What I was alluding to is that it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
It probably is, and if you go with the mindset you're just there to compete instead of listen, I'm here to win or medal or race. Yeah, that can completely hammer your performance. But
No, definitely.
sounds
And,
like a lot of fun though.
and also in
Absolutely.
London, if I refer back now, I mean, there was 80,000 people,
Sure.
morning session and evening session. So
Yes.
every session was packed out.
Sure.
And I think now at the Olympic Games in Tokyo, it's quite a adjustment for the athletes as well, because I think you can feed from
Yes.
the crowd in the stadiums. So I think athletes that normally will perform with big crowds will maybe miss that 1 or 2 percentage for that
Definitely.
performance. Yeah.
Just hype it
I think
over.
also on that, let's. I'm gonna bring the topic of COVID up because obviously that's the reason why the stadiums are empty. LJ, you spoke, you know, with Erwin as well. You know, how did you guys have to try structure it to make sure she
So,
can go?
Themba, let me just take you 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
Before she depart here, you had to listen to this podcast, this webinar, and it's all good. And you have to do this test. And then also they recommend you have to isolate, self-isolation for the last 14 days. Just remember, I think it was 3 days before she flew and the day before. You must go to a lab and get tested for
Sure.
COVID-19.
Yeah.
If it's positive, then you have to isolate for 4 days. If that test is negative, you are allowed. That's and also Erwin also said she flew from Johannesburg to Singapore, a 3 or 4 hour layover, and then when she reached Tokyo, the airport, the amount of hours that you have to wait.
Sure.
Then it's this form, then you send you to this table. No, sorry, it's actually this one, this form, and you have to get tested, and also your results need to come back negative.
Sure.
If not, you have an issue. We just spoke about Sam Kendricks. He's out of the Olympics because he had a positive test.
Yes.
And I also every morning before breakfast at 9 Japanese time, they need to get tested every morning.
Sure.
Believe it.
Yeah.
So the additional admin all the athletes have to go through is sky high. It's almost like the stress is actually more to get a positive COVID test than actually actual competition. Otherwise, you're out.
Sure.
Just remember that.
Scary.
And and also in the dining hall, they monitor the dining hall with certain cameras. If there's a certain amount of athletes in the dining hall, then they stop it. Then some people first need to get out. That's all things, and then you have to stand in a line, and you have to compete tomorrow or the day after.
Sure.
So the admin around this Themba is enormous.
Yeah, it is. But you know, on the other side, we're so grateful that these Olympics are.
For sure.
Happening.
Actually, Cornel, you will agree with me. The Japanese Federation and the IOC did a fantastic job to get this Olympics where it is now. And
Yeah.
until now, look at the Fiji Sevens team. We'll speak about this story
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
They actually flew with a fish cargo flight from Fiji to Japan because of funds and resources and so forth. And guess who's the Sevens Olympic champs?
Champion.
Fiji.
Yeah, and they had to put on a proper show.
Love those
Great
guys,
stuff.
man.
Yes, that was awesome. I feel sad for the Blitzbox though. That stuff, it was kind of like it was cursed ahead of time
Yeah,
with
the
Powell
COVID.
being out.
Yeah.
there. And they never really seemed to find the stride, and that red card didn't help. But yeah, now 4 years preparation again.
Yes,
Or
3
3 years.
3 years. That's a nice thing.
Less.
It's
Okay.
quick. Fredericks, big crowds at Olympics. Do you prefer them, or do you think maybe if it was a bit more empty like it is now, you would have gonna have a different chance?
No, Themba, definitely. I enjoyed the crowds.
Yeah.
Wherever I went, obviously, London 2012 for me was by far
Sure.
the biggest crowds I've ever seen at any competition. Maybe LZ experience with Beijing 2008.
Actually, Commonwealth Games in Melbourne, the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Sheesh. Packed.
But then,
And yeah, it definitely helps you. I think Cornel is also the BMT guy. If the stadium is full,
Yeah.
he can produce. If not, it's almost like a league here at Pilgrimage, and you have to there's 20 or 30 people on the grass, and then you feel like demotivated.
yeah, but then the year after 2012, 2 years after at Glasgow,
Yes.
there was 70,000 people packed in the stadium. So obviously, mentally I was better prepared, and obviously being there a week before the competition, I actually had time to visualize and get myself mentally ready for the competition. So there were certain points in the stadium where I told myself, okay, this is where I'm going to focus, and so that I don't get distracted from all the side tracks and stuff, and it actually worked for me. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. This is exciting. We've got like mentality-wise, I think you guys are probably the two best 400 meter. Between you two, there's like a perfect runner. LJ is that old school. He just goes, you know. He goes at it. He trusts himself. Cornel Fredericks is smooth. Little gazelle. Over the hurdles. You know. Combined together, man. Always exciting to watch. So let's move on. Let's move on to the next the topic, which is what is it? It is about the article that Wesley Botton wrote.
Pretty cool, on Samoa and Johnson.
Yeah. So obviously, long jump as a legacy, as he puts it.
Themba, I want to give this one to Mr. Fredericks. I remember you both went to World Juniors together, if I remember correct, 2000 and...
Who was that now?
You and Luvo. Luvo, when he won his World Juniors...
No, I was a year ahead of him.
Yeah, but anyway, you in the same the same school. And then he started getting medals, and now the pressure is on Rashwell Samai and also in Cheswell. And both of them jumped further than 8 meters this season, so I think it's an opportunity for them to step up. Rashwell, I know, is in a good form. What is your prediction, sir, Cornel?
Put your money where your mouth is, Cornel.
Yeah, the long jump is definitely one of the events everybody's looking forward to at the games. Cheswell, I haven't seen a lot from Cheswell. I don't know him that well as well. So, but the boy showed a lot of potential, especially when was it 2019 at the World Student Games. I think he had a jump over 8 meters, but they actually measured it at 7.7, I think, and he came second. And
Didn't know that.
yeah, there was actually where I saw that this boy can actually jump. And then the following year, he ran a race at UJ, and I was like, wow! But I didn't know this guy can actually run a 10.2 on a 100, and I was like, but he actually has the speed as well. So he's definitely also someone to look forward to in the Olympic Games. Yeah, and then Rashwell Samai, definitely a medal contender. I know Samai from Boland days.
Yeah.
And Rashwell was also a medal. He won bronze at Glasgow 2014. He made a couple of finals afterwards. He was in the final in Rio. And then the year after Rio, that's when Rashwell actually stepped up and won the bronze medal in London. So everybody will expect Rashwell to deliver come this weekend. And yeah, I believe Rashwell can definitely bring a medal home if everything falls in place for him.
So the long jump is tomorrow, 12 South African time.
PM, yeah.
Yes.
That's
10
gonna be
past
great
12,
to watch.
correct.
My whole Saturday's booked on this. I got actually, like while we were speaking about Cheswell, and I noted this earlier this year. He ran a 60 meter against Thando Roto, Gift Leo Klela. Who else was in that race?
In the
In that race, a classic shootout race.
Giflio Tlela was in there. Thando Roto, that was
second,
exciting.
And then Cheswell.
Cheswell Johnson also ran in that one.
So just share my screen quick. I'm going to play this for us, and I just want you. He's in lane. It looks like lane 6 at the moment, I want you guys to note how slow he got out of the blocks. So he doesn't look really comfortable with racing this, but how quick he ends up, his acceleration from there. So this is him in lane 6. See, way behind, and then that last 20 meters, call it so, he comes back. So he's definitely a super talent. We saw him run a couple of hundreds too. I thought that was something interesting I wanted to share. Just touching on what Cornel said as well.
Now, ZYL Johnson is an exciting athlete. He likes to compete. Like, you'll see him running hundreds, doing the long jump, doing both at essays even, just challenging himself for something different, which is exciting. We are the likes of, if you look in America, what's his name? Carl Lewis.
Lewis.
He did it. 100, he did the long
and
jump.
Marian
Yeah.
Jones.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, for them, they feed off it, and you can see he loves to compete. He jumped at 8.29 or so.
Yeah, and also, Themba, there's a USA athlete. He qualified for the high jump and long jump.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot his name for a second now.
Yeah.
He's also doing the double. I think the first time since I think it was, they said 1908.
Wow.
Then it's a guy that's in the field events going for a double.
Yeah, I think he actually qualified this morning for the final of the high jump.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Harrison is his surname. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Man.
Yeah,
Exciting
and
stuff.
He's quite someone I think that might do the double, and that will be the first time in track and field history.
Sheesh, long jump and high jump. But for with regards to ZYL, I believe, I don't know, I think he doesn't have that much pressure. Rashul is a performer. He hasn't been jumping. He's consistent, but he hasn't been hitting over the 8.1s and 8.2s as we used to seeing him. But he's been third place, second, third in competitions.
But I definitely, Themba, from my side, I think, and also being with Russell in previous championships, he's definitely someone for the big moment.
Absolute.
He's proven himself over and over to South Africa and the world, so I don't think he's one of the athletes that will let pressure get the best of him.
Experience.
Yeah, definitely. ZYL, from my side, I think he's gonna just enjoy himself, and definitely, 8 meters plus, definitely for these guys. I don't think they will struggle with anything less than 8 meters, and we might get a surprise from him as making into the final.
So there's a legacy, guys. Khotso Mokoena 2008. Luvo Manyonga backed it up in 2016. He's left a gap. ZYL Johnson, Rashul Samai. We can trust the experience of Rashul, and Johnson can use this as his step towards the next one. Let's just wrap this one up with thoughts. Jay, is it a gold, silver, bronze for which athlete? And then we move on.
Yo, that's don't put me on the spot. I think Themba, it's difficult to make such bulky predictions, but I'll go through my medal hopefuls. Definitely, of course, Akane. Recently in Budapest, he ran the Africa record 984. He's in shape, obvious. And then Wade van Niekerk, the world record holder.
Yes.
He's a championship runner.
Of course.
I haven't raced much this season, but definitely hopeful.
Color of the medal.
I'll say it's difficult. Remember, there's still 3 rounds ahead, and it's difficult. If they had already the semi-final, I can make a prediction.
Okay.
And definitely the 4x100 meter relay with the likes of.
I think you can give us a guess there on that one.
Who would LJ field?
The field or the medal?
The medal.
Okay,
Let's park it.
let's don't park it.
Okay.
Themba,
Let's go.
look at the history.
Yeah.
USA, 80% of the time they mess it up.
Yeah, 80.
So, not that we cannot beat them. We're good enough to beat them anyway. But if we can have the change over correct, and the correct format of the team, starter back, I think Themba, without USA or with US, we've got a very good chance for a gold.
Absolutely.
And also, remember, we've got 4 guys sub 10 already.
Okay.
And also the 5th one, 10:08 at NCAA's. Sean,
Much one gunny.
Much one gunny.
10:04, I think.
So I think in history in South Africa, we've won in Edmonton 2001 with Wesley, Leroy, Cornel, and Mornay Nagel. But if you look at the PBs, this team is
Miles ahead, yeah.
miles
Much
ahead.
better.
So, but then again, you need 4 guys be in shape. The handovers. There's a lot of, and also let me also tell you this. Maybe you know this already. They've got a dedicated 4x1 coach that worked with the guys since when last year, and they had training camps at the University of Pretoria, so they are prepared. They've played around with the baton, and I think we've got a good chance.
Okay.
Cool. What's your team look like? Let's
For
start
me,
with Cornel and then we'll go with Elliot.
Well, definitely there's been,
Yeah, I've got my team.
from what I've seen on Instagram and some of the social media platforms, Sean actually spent the last couple of weeks with Paul and the group
In Italy.
in Italy, so there was definitely some training going on that
Yes,
side, and
definitely.
the guys will be prepared for
Mhm.
Tokyo. Yeah, like LJ mentioned, I definitely think we can win a medal, and the gold medal, I will say, is also definitely maybe in our hands.
More or less precisely.
Yeah, team wise,
Running order
Running order?
I
There we
would for me, if
starts with a G.
I would go with Gift.
Great.
I would go
Okay,
Gift
cool.
first.
Again on the bend.
Yeah, on the bend.
And the
Then
start.
I will run Wade on the back stretch, the
straight.
longer stretch. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Then Sean
Yeah.
on the bend,
On
second
the other
bend,
bend. Yeah.
and obviously Akane.
King Akane finishing
King
it
of
off.
Africa.
Yeah, we've seen
That sounds solid.
plenty of times in the Gold Coast 2018 how we ran down 2 other teams to actually win the silver medal. Where was it now at the World Relays in Poland?
Took Brazil from behind.
Exactly.
Even though they were disqualified, but he still got them.
So that will be my team, and I definitely think if the changeovers can be 100%, then no one will stop us.
Great. Elliot?
LJ.
Good. Now, yes, for once in my lifetime, I agree with you. Sorry, I need to be honest. I think if of all the things you said tonight, that's the most true. but I think you spot on there with Gift, and then with Wade in the back straight, and then with Sean at the bend, and then Akane home. And my reason for that is I think Gift is a cool guy. You know, you need to wait for the guy on obvious, and then and I think Gift he improved himself 9 and 4 as a students, and then Wade he's just fast. And then Sean he went through the NCAA system. He got second, 10:08. Maybe Erwin, please play us their video, and then
Which one's that?
with the NCAA final,
200.
just to give the listeners.
In the 200 meters, yeah. Let's get
yeah.
that one.
Let's play. So I think Cornel, you're right on that one. As you said, they prepared in Italy.
Yeah.
It didn't happen much in the past,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited to watch that relay final. But just remember, Themba, if I remember the schedule correct, in the heats, the 400 final for Wade will be the same day as the semi-final of the heats of the 4x1. So then Clarence can do the back straight.
Back straight.
Or I would just make Sean run the back straight and Clarence the bend. Because obviously
The reason is why I will not change the team. I will just take
One
Clarence.
element out.
Yeah, then it's only one change. Then I really add like a rehearsal for the final. That's my take on it.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Fredericks, what's your take?
No, I agree with that, but also if you look at the last couple of Olympics and World Championships, a team like Japan, they don't have any guys running under 10 seconds,
Yeah.
but they were always in the medals, especially
Brazil the
silver
same.
medals.
Brazil the
super
same.
consistent.
So even a guy like Clarence, even though he's not in the best shape at the moment, but in the relays,
You will move.
we can
can trust
actually trust him.
Mm.
Especially the changeovers between him and Akane has been smooth the last couple of years. So that's definitely someone that they can also consider on that second bend.
Yeah, look, Clarence is a quite a mystery to myself, and I've commented on him a couple of times. He did run the 150 meter also again at the classic shootout.
Yes.
He ran that almost a national record. It was a 15:14 or 15:13.
It was
that he
11.
ran.
11.
15:11 and 15:08 is the national record. So I know he is in some kind of shape, but just from there on, there wasn't really anything to get excited about because you didn't see him race a lot. I'm sure he's going to the Olympics with the mindset he wants to medal. Being a guy that ran as 1969, whether he can do it, I'm just not sure. I didn't see enough from him this year.
He'll be fresh in the relays because I think he's only there for.
And what about
For
Cedric
relays.
van Wyk?
No, he's there for 200 as well, isn't he?
Cedric.
Clarence.
Clarence.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
Oh, he qualified.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
because of the points.
Oh, the
Yeah,
rankings, yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Same with Van Assen.
what excites me about this 4x1 team is the fact that if you take all of them out of the 4x1, Akani so far probably the best 100-meter runner in Africa and the world.
Yeah, definitely in Africa. Definitely the
If
world.
you look at
I've-
if you look at Gift,
I'm sure
he
Frankie
took a
will
couple
like
of
it.
if you look at Gift, he took a couple of big scalps now
Mm.
recently. Even though
Yeah.
the times weren't as fast, but
That's the wind, eh?
he won big races. And
Yeah.
if you look at Sean over in the States, he also beat
Yeah.
big names
And that's
in the
a,
US.
that's a tough place to actually compete in. It's week in, week out, and then
Exactly.
1500 to 200, and then doubling up, and then the 4x100s as well. The whole collegiate setup, they want performances, and they want to get out there and get these stars, one, recognized, because that's good for the university too, but also then the best opportunity to get the best times that there is.
Exactly.
And you saw him at nationals doing the 100 and 200, and he ran against a couple of great names, Bowling as well,
Yeah.
or Browling, and Browling was also in this final that we're going to have a look here in a sec. So doing that on the NCAA levels and almost getting the 200 and almost getting the 100, that by
Yeah,
itself.
so those guys, if you can put them together and the changeovers are good on the day,
Mm.
no one can stop us because Gift is actually a guy that excites me a lot for the next few years coming up,
Definitely.
because these guys are mentally prepared now because they took a couple of big names during their season. So, and if you also look at the type of coaches that working with these guys, Henny Creel, Carl Lewis, Werner Prince Lewis, so all of these coaches are top coaches, and they will prepare these guys to the best of their abilities.
Absolutely. I
Yes,
see it so Fatso Motopa, sorry, on
Okay,
Facebook.
yeah, rock
He
and roll.
says the legends. The
Yeah,
legends.
legend. People are applauding the selections of you guys. Saw that as well.
So, Themba and Erwin, just one request. Please play this video.
Video.
And then let's get to the real events. The 400 hurdles is
One of the
is
main.
on Sunday, and
Yeah.
we've got our next superstar in the semi-final.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just please fast forward this race till we get to the real events.
There we go. All right, so this was the
Trained in the
NCAA
semis just 2 nights ago, so it's been
nationals
fun
race
watching
that-
him
that
as well.
Sean
But
Maswanganyi
Terrence Laird out there in
ran.
lane 7, Sean Maswagani, so another loaded field just like the 100 meters, Dwight.
Bowling coming back from a 6th place finish, maybe disappointing for him from the 100 meters. Laird, the 100-meter champion. Van Boulay was also in the middle in that 100 meters, but the 200 is really his race.
Got Sean running in the red. It looks like lane
And
5.
Maswagani is going to want to redeem himself from losing that 100.
And he was the favorite as well.
So Bowling in the black of Georgia in 3. Maswagani in 5. Van Boulay in 6. Laird in 7. Van Boulay's got some work to do. Maswagani comes off first. There's Laird in the gold and blue. Here comes Van Boulay. Eating up the track. Can he back catch Laird? He does so. Right at the tape.
Who's that guy?
1992 for the fabulous freshman Joseph Van
Stop it there.
See those strides? What long strides are those? LJ, you mentioned that kid as well for the 200, but you wanted to talk about the real
Yeah,
events. You
forget
said
about this. So Themba, I'm really excited for Sakokana Zazini.
Yeah.
So he came third today in the first round. So he progressed through to the semi-final on Sunday. He actually this season he had a 50.1 in Turku and a 50.5 in the local season. And then he dropped his season best with about a half a second in the semi-final. So that for me that's BMT. He had a tough. He's got a tough semi-final against Rai Benjamin. But all over Themba, Cornel, you will definitely agree with me. Currently, we've got 1, 2, 3 guys that can run or did run sub 47 seconds. That's Rai Benjamin, Carson Warholm, and also Samba. And then we've got Layson Santos. That's a low 47. So my prediction, Cornel, I think you'll agree with me, to reach the semi-final, to progress from the semi-final to the final, that will almost take a sub 48 seconds.
Wow.
But besides that, I'm glad for Sakakana. Myself and Cornel, we retired. Now it's his time to set up the stage. Remember, we've got a long history from Gert Potgieter in 1956 in Melbourne when he had that accident. We've got a long history. Llewellyn Herbert, Alwyn Myburg. The list goes on. One of the best, one of the best events in history-wise. If you look at medals on the world stage, of games, myself and Cornel. We've got socks. There's also world youth champs. But anyway, so the quality worldwide is in such a level. I just hope socks. Sakokana Zazini can also step up and start running 48 lows and also 47 and go with the world.
Sure. Fredericks.
How would you say when you just mentioned that, the question that comes to mind, how would you say if you compare him to your transition from high school to the senior level? How's he? Where is he at?
Remember, he broke the SA junior record of Llewellyn Herbert. He ran a 48.73. Herbert's record was 47. No, I'm lying. 48 7 something. So again, he came also almost like late. He won SA schools with a 50.8. So he was always there, and also then he came from Burgersdorp in the Eastern Cape, close to my hometown. To the University of Pretoria. He got proper hurdle training from coach Henny Kriel. And suddenly he started running 49s, and now he's the guy on the stage now. It's just a pity there's not a second one. Remember, there was always two guys.
Or more. There were more.
Or more. It's normally there's me and Cornel and Lindsay. Me, Cornel, Constant. So, but anyway, he's got a bright future. If I analysed his race, I think Cornel also did. He's still losing a lot of time in his competitions over the hurdles, but give it to him. Season based in the Olympic first round. That's well done.
Well done.
Yeah, definitely. Sox didn't have the best start in the season, but this morning I think he surprised a lot of people. I think not a lot of people expected him to go past the first round. I mean, personally, that's something I never achieved at the Olympic Games. So, yeah, this kid is, like LJ mentioned, is definitely one for the future, and he has a bright future ahead of him. And he can learn a lot from this Olympic Games. There's still There's still 2 Olympics after this for him, definitely, where he can, I believe, win a medal, because he's proven it before at the World Youth and World Juniors, even at World Student Games in 2019. That he's one for the big moment, definitely.
Awesome.
They will also Wendanellis on tomorrow. It's 12. It's the third of 4 heats. For her, definitely again. So definitely, I looked at the heats. She'll definitely make the semi-final. And I'm glad there's male and female 400 hurdles. Soon there's also with the likes of Giselle Morgeman also come through strong this season. She's not in the Olympic team. And also Zanay van der Walt can also follow in the footsteps of Wendanel.
Absolutely. I mean, the depth in it, like you say, it's good to see that the 400-meter hurdles, like you said, is still alive. And it's a strong event. And Zazini, we did a little short, you saw the
Yes,
short
I saw.
documentary. You mentioned the two goats in this house here. I think it's very fitting that you're both here. The two top dogs. And I think just to add on the program, like you said, at 2 a.m. Wendanel will be running the 400-meter hurdles. At
12:10.
12:10, we've got Rashford Samai and
Long
Cheslo
jump.
Johnson in the long jump.
12:45.
We've got
The
Akani
Sweet Sister,
Simbini,
Gift,
Kiflio Tlela.
and
Sean.
Sean.
So that's exciting to look forward to. And yeah, shall we move on, or is there any other medal prospects you wanna talk about? 400-meter hurdles, like you said, exciting.
Let's just briefly speak about the Rocco in javelin.
Oh yeah, cool. I love that guy.
Yes, the guys are throwing 90 plus.
Sheesh.
But let's look at the history of South African javelin.
Yeah.
We've got Marius Corbett, of course, 97 world champ. But after him, there was almost like we've got Hardness, yes, we've got guys, but now we've got Rocco. I think it was 86 something,
Yeah,
and
86.
then that's world class, Themba, Cornel. So I'm glad that event is also going forward.
Yeah.
Rocco with the likes of Vetter and so let's see. Don't forget about Rocco. He's also a BMT guy. If everything goes according to plan, with 86, 87, you're gonna get close to the top 3, at least the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely believe he's, like LJ mentioned, he's definitely one to look out for. And I think there's not a lot of hype around Rocco
Yes.
Yeah.
the last couple of years.
Yes,
Maybe there
yes.
was also injuries and stuff
Yeah,
the last
yeah.
couple of years, but yeah, he's definitely someone for the final. And as we've seen, even with the other sports now at the Olympic Games, anything can happen in the final.
Yeah.
Especially I was quite surprised. First time I've ever watched surfing,
It was fun.
and when
Bianca.
that
So fun.
Bianca
Yeah, Buitendag, yeah.
when she came, I'm like, this girl wasn't even mentioned
Yeah.
as
Not
a
once.
as a medal. Like,
Well, I didn't
She
know
did
her.
it.
but let's take it, Cornel. South Africa is known for surfing. You've got in Jeffreys Bay,
Yeah,
you've got
yeah.
Dunstan 500, and.
Yeah.
So for me, it's almost like obvious. We've got the Billabong, we've got
Yeah.
the reef, So for me, I'm surprised, but I'm not so surprised actually. I was also expected it as also the guy, I think it's Jody Smith. He got an ankle or a knee injury.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was also a favorite for a medal, but unfortunately he couldn't go to the Olympics. So I'm not actually too surprised about Bianca Buitendag. And she announced her retirement now. Did you see that?
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
saw-
Yeah,
I
she
saw
did
that
say
now.
she wanted
Yes.
to stop,
Yeah.
so she announced it.
Yeah, she did.
That's interesting. On the road.
Well, what a way to go.
That's it.
Crazy.
That's the best.
That's
It's like
it.
no expectation of a medal. It's like, I'll show you guys. And
Ooh.
by the way, peace.
That's dope. The road, for sale. There's a young lady there. She works hard. She trains. You send me some of her times. I'm like, hey, is she on a bike? Is somebody there driving her? What's going on? You know her very well. I think I've got a feeling you know her very well. But then there's two of them. There's also another one called Gerda Steyn. These two ladies, I don't know. Personally, I've put them down there for something's going to happen. Thoughts, please.
Themba, no predictions, but let me tell you, I've read all the comments from the rowers, the cycling, Ashley and Carla, and for the marathon, that's also, I'm including Steven Makoka and also Elroy Geland. The athletes that can handle the heat the best, or not now, will be in the top positions. It's guaranteed, it's obvious. So, it's difficult on the day. Just remember, there's 96 girls on the starting line.
Sheesh.
East Africa is always dominating the marathons. But Gerda's definitely in a good shape. She ran the SA record not too long ago.
Yeah.
Ran the world record in the 50k. So
Yeah.
obvious both are in a good shape. And then I think the first time since in the early 90s, we've got two female marathon runners in the same competition at the Olympic Games. So, and they're also big friends. So, no predictions, but I have a good feeling. We've had a good few training weeks. She's in a good form, and also besides a physical shape, she's also in a good mental space. She's positive. She wants to run. She was so excited just to get in that plane.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's already for me a win. Let's park also the previous two Olympics where she had terrible luck.
Yeah.
And now she's in a good form. that's all I'm gonna say. And by the way, the marathon is next week Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
that's
at
correct.
midnight. Sorry, people. But yeah, it is what it is. And then it's 7 o'clock in the morning.
So the question is, are you gonna wake up for that race, or are you gonna
I'm gonna stay
wait
awake.
for it?
I'm gonna stay awake.
Yeah,
With a
absolutely.
few cut lights.
There we
She
go.
was. You said she was excited to get out of the country. Is this avoiding you and Gideon and the boys? That she want to break, or
Actually, at Themba, the last 2-3 weeks before she left, I was daddy daycare big time. So just to give her the opportunity, just to also to rest between the sessions,
yeah,
and also on a Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, just to chill on the couch.
Yeah.
Normally, a mom is always up and down. Then it's to the fridge. Then it's in the kitchen. Now the last 3 weeks, I really. I was daddy of the year, but I claimed that one, and just to give her a fair chance.
come on, that's good. That's a good man right there.
Yeah.
Good man right there.
That's awesome.
So Themba, so they traveling tomorrow morning our time from Tokyo to Sapporo. So Sapporo is a small island 800 kilometers north of Tokyo. So they had to go to the village, sleep 3 nights over, and then they move again. So they know rigmarole, the COVID, all the tests again.
Yes.
But it is fortunately the island of Sapporo is a little bit cooler than Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fredericks, how many South Africans are we gonna see in the 100-meter final? Ooh.
Good
Look,
lord.
from my side, I believe Akani for me is will definitely be there.
Yep.
It's a definite for me. I think this is Akani's moment now to step out of that, just being in a final.
Uh-huh.
And I think Akani also over the years, I've been with him the last 4 or 5 years over in Jamona, and I've seen the type of work that Akani put in.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he's very hungry now. I think he's tired of just being in a final.
Yeah.
And yeah, for me, Akani will definitely. The other 2 guys, it all depends on how they rock up on the day.
Yeah.
For me,
Themba, is the guests allowed to ask the host a question?
Yeah, they can do so.
Let's quickly speak about Nigel Amos.
Ah.
So 142 now in Monaco. So he's my favorite definitely for the 800.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if he can take the gold here. Remember, he got silver after
Yeah.
David Rudisha 2012.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 9 years later, so and I saw his some of his competition during the season. He looked okay except the last one, and now when it's time to peak, he's here.
Boom.
Yes,
All of a sudden.
yes,
I think. I mean, Amos is. You can see.
he's ready.
That's all he's thinking, dreaming, talking, messaging. I saw the Monaco race. Very impressive.
142.
Impressively.
And also comfortable.
Impressive.
I
You
remember
finished strong. That's
Yeah.
a clear indication
So Nigel, yeah.
of what your forms in under 800 meter.
no, definitely Themba. You could see that he wasn't rocking and rolling
Yeah.
as much as he used to in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah,
And yeah, the Monaco race actually also gave
He's-
me indication this man
he's
is
ready.
Yeah.
he's gonna deliver.
Sheesh.
And also, Themba, another question I would like to ask you. If you were Sifan Hassan, would you triple up at the Olympic Games? She's going for 1,500, 5,000 and 10,000.
Has she won an Olympic medal?
Before? No, put me on the spot. Yes, she does. I think so.
Does she have one? I'm gonna Google it now.
But anyway, but would you do all 3 events? Remember, the 5,000
2 rounds.
heats will be the same day as the 1,500 semis.
I don't know. Personally, I think it's too much. I think the stretch is just too far. She's got a phenomenal 1,500,
Oh, yeah,
and a 5,000 is also very strong.
the 10,000 is the strongest now.
Yeah.
Remember, she was before the other lady broke it. She ran in Anglo 29, I think.
Yes,
18 or
yes, yes.
13. And then so that will be gold or silver. But then I'm just always worried if the athletes double up I'm always scared that you will miss all 3 boats.
Yeah, you can. And I mean, the thing is, the level she runs at. She doesn't run very well when the races are too tricky, but when it's fast and I mean, like you said, the 10,000 meter is world record type of race.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna be easy to get a gold after running.
Gidai.
Yeah.
Gidai, yeah.
Yes. From Ethiopia.
Yep.
It's not gonna be easy to get a gold after those rounds. World record pace if she comes ready. And you know the Ethiopians, they're not afraid of the pace. And then there's the heats in the 1,005. There's a lot of ladies that are in grade.
Chipiago, no, what's from Kenya? She
Yeah,
almost ran.
5.
What's close to the world? Wasn't it close to the world record?
351.
Yeah, she broke the Kenyan record, yeah?
Yeah. So she's definitely the favorite for 1.5.
That was a stick and kick race.
Yeah.
I think if Hassan is going to do all 3 events, then
Themba, let's hope in a week from now, I'm going to ask you to delete this link. I have 3 medals and show me a certain
Finger.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good statement that you say. But I mean, what type of shape is she in for them to confidently put her in 3 finals, 3 races? She will get to the final, unless if we see her jog one of them and pull out or whatever. But what shape is this?
Yeah, I mean, if you pull out of one, then you're disqualified for all the other
Exactly.
events.
So
That's also the risk you have to take.
3. So personally, I know. Well, I believe 1,500 she will medal. She will do it also in the 5,000. I can't say the colors. The 10,000, they might just kill a thing. So she will get 2. The third one, that's me putting my head on the block.
Lewis is fast.
She
She got
is.
156.
yeah.
That's scary. That's super scary.
Yeah, PB.
Yeah.
Erwin, I want to bring you in here. Obviously, this year we've seen this is something else, not different topic. This year we've seen 4 world records: shot put, the 2 hurdles,
Yeah.
the 10,000 twice
Yeah.
in 2 days,
In 2 days, yeah.
and then
110 hurdles.
and the 110 hurdles just must it with 2081, 1281.
Grand.
What
How
I
many
like-
records are we going to see at the Olympic Games? Do you reckon?
How many?
Yeah.
That's having a look at the swimming. Let's start at the swimming.
I'm just talking about track and field now, the real Olympics.
No, I know. I think the 1,500 for the women. That's in threat.
5.
The 5 as well.
5 KBA gone.
Huh?
5 KBA gone. For the 1,500.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say the events.
Okay.
Okay. So I think the 1,500's in trouble. None of the men's sprints in trouble. Up to the 400. I think the 10,000 for the women as well. There might be some trouble there. I don't want to go down to any of the men's distances. I don't really see a men's record.
The shot.
Shot put, yes.
Both hurdles? 400 hurdles?
The 100 meter hurdles I want to say, but I can't remember the last time world record was broken at an Olympics. If you have a look at, I think Leon ran in the race. Can't remember the guy who was training with him. Broke it,
Arias Meret.
broke it right after the Olympics at the
Yeah,
next
the
Diamond
12,
League.
80.
Brussels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really want to put my money on the hurdles, but I would say if you, no, I don't want to. I don't want to say the. I don't want to say the hurdles. I
400
think
men, women? Hurdles?
400. No. Men's hurdles. We saw that broken already, but that's a phenomenal run. The track's fast. I forgot about that.
Don't forget
I
about
Forgot,
that.
if you have a look at the hundreds as well, so so now I'm running through my mind, just connecting the dots. But the track is super fast.
Yeah.
Have a look at the ladies hundreds today as well. Ali was saying
Was it
as well.
5 or 6 girls below 11?
Below 11. That's
But the
super
but the
quick.
women, let's be honest, guys. Women 100 meter, they've been at a different level over the past 4 years than the men.
Definitely, yeah.
10 sixes,
400,
7s.
400 hurdles, men. Yeah, I'd actually go for that. I'd say he can lower that again.
LJ, what do you say on
My-
that?
The only reason
46,
I
7.
said the 400 hurdles, maybe we must also delete the link
Five.
in next week.
Five.
Just remember, Themba and Cornel, we had the heats today. Saturday, tomorrow they have a rest day. Sunday semis. Monday back-to-back is the final. So my question is, give or take, will Carson be got the ability to run
so the schedule also plays a role.
Yeah.
247s in less than 24 hours? It's possible on a once-off, but on a double, I think the guys will kill each other Sunday in the semi-final. The final will be fast, but it will not be ridiculous fast. I think the final winning time, 47:10, something like that. Semi-final will be also 47 low, 3, 4, 5 guys.
Sure.
And then 2 lucky guys with a 48-0, 48-10. That's my take on it.
That's good.
That's pretty spot on.
Good question, Fredericks. You see you catching these guys out?
But maybe there's a miracle. I like it. Okay, yeah, cool. So I'm gonna say 5, but quite optimistically. 5, with most of them being on the women's side.
Okay.
And you?
Oof. I think the shot put is done.
Yeah.
For men. I have a feeling that boy is gonna jump a world record in the pole vault.
What's his name? Duplantis.
Because the last couple of events, he's been consistent over 6 meters, like it's nothing these days. And most of the guys are struggling with 590s.
Yeah.
So he might just push for world record.
Sure.
Definitely. Yeah, I believe the hurdles, both hurdles. Because we haven't seen these guys running against each other.
Yeah.
And then where was it? The one race in Zurich when both of them went under 47 was in 2019.
19, yeah.
Yeah, that was before the World Championships, and that actually proved to me that these guys, they can
push each other.
Yeah, but Benjamin, he will actually break the record again without running against Baum. That guy is quick, but running against Baum, that's something else.
But don't
Viking.
Don't forget about Themba. He went 48-38, kind of easy. Don't forget about Santos. He ran 47-3 this season. So that's all guys you also need to remember. Remember, since Warlom's world record until now, there was a lot of media attention, a lot of exhausting interviews, and so forth. And also, it's difficult to go into Olympics with a world record. I saw him today. He was not as confident and as aggressive as he was. He was like punching and yes. So that's also telling me he's sure, but you want to make 100% sure.
But like you're saying, those semis.
I think Varum is in a different class than all of these hurdlers at the moment.
Sure.
By saying that, Themba, I think there's been pressure on this boy since 2017.
Yeah.
He proved everybody wrong.
He produced.
And at the World Championships, I mean, whenever this guy, even when he runs alone, he runs 2 world 300 meter best.
Yeah.
In 2 consecutive years, all by himself.
Yeah.
He ran that world record all by himself.
Yeah.
So this guy is someone for the big moment. He's not someone that shies away from the big moment, or when the pressure is too high or too much, then he doesn't produce. He actually, where if you look at Benjamin, for me, there's been pressure on Benjamin from the Americans. Listen, you got to take this record now. And Benjamin, whenever he gets in a race with either Themba or Varum, it's almost like the last 100 meters.
Yeah.
LJ might have something to say about this as well. Varum runs 13 all the way up until hurdle 8. Then he goes to 15, but it's actually in race mode.
Yeah.
Where Benjamin try and run 13 all the way. So he's give less strides, but it's slower.
Longer.
Where Varum is more in race mode, coming in to the last 100 meters. And I think that's the advantage here over these guys at the moment.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
touched on
let's
this.
rock and roll, but
Yeah, we need to bury this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll be here the whole day. Once they start with 400 meter hurdles, it doesn't end. It doesn't end. Okay.
Yeah, but it's like a picking these guys' brains. I love it.
Absolutely. And it's cool because we touched on the topics of the heat, the COVID tests. So we just have this one is important. I don't know.
Mental.
Let's touch on it. Very important one. The mental pressure, the mental mindsets, or the place where the athletes find themselves.
Yeah, and we've also seen some withdrawals already from the Olympics due to the mental pressure that's on there. I think you're quite passionate on this topic too.
I think I'm guessing referring to Simon Biles, the gymnast who pulled out of the Olympics, and the reason was she's got mental pressure.
Wow.
And she feels like she cannot do this for now. She want to save herself and look after herself first. I know
Sure.
she got a lot of backlash. But I think recently we've also seen Naomi Osaka, the tennis player, and
Yeah.
also the who lighted the Olympic flame. She also pulled out this season out of tournaments, and that said, I've also watched that documentary on Netflix, The Weight of Gold, where
Yeah.
Michael Phelps tells the narrative, and then you've seen it's a reality,
Yeah.
and you cannot get there's no way around it. The normal public will sometimes not understand it,
Yeah.
how difficult and how much pressure and expectation it is on the world stage. So I respect that a lot, but then again, after all, athletes are not machines.
Yeah.
They're still human beings. They still got feelings. They still got. So also to take that in consideration, sports psychologist plays.
Yeah.
You mentioned it earlier. A enormous role in sports, and also after sport. Nobody warns you what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah.
Yes, you're going to be a world record or a world whatever. But if you're done, you're done. Then it's
Yes.
only the next guy. And also a sports psychologist or somebody need to guide you through it. It's
Yeah.
not, everybody's training you to get to the Olympics, but nobody trains you what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah, when that clap stops, that's a very
What then?
difficult thing.
Yeah.
What then?
Sheesh.
I remember.
So the mental challenges athletes, not athletics, or sporting coach, it's a reality at Themba, CORNEL, and it's for me. I think it's a lack. There's a lack of support.
Yeah.
There's definitely something to consider in the future.
Absolute. Smitty.
No, so well, I wanted to mention while studying in the States, your final here in the NCAA, so you run in front of massive crowds. Some peak at around about 75,000 people. That's the Drake relays. And then in your final here, when you start toning down and you're going to get your degree and you're eligible to race, they push you a little bit harder into life skills and help you with the transition into your working era if you're not going to sign professional.
Yeah.
And then that's when you start seeing psychologists. They've got a very good, Nebraska did a very good program of really handling that transition. And they call it when, I think at that stage when the applause stops or when the claps or whatever it was. And that helped. And you get these sessions with student athletes. They try to keep you connected also with the audience. They've got these fun runs. Everybody had to get involved in. You had certain life skills hours where you working with schools, working with youngsters, trying to keep that connection to there. Because going from that big crowd, and this is not even a world stage, just to literally there's nothing. You now just a guy that's walking into a new job, and there you go. That's a difficult thing to handle mentally.
Sure. It's a lot.
So Ali is spot on with that.
Fredericks, you want to add on that as well?
Yeah, Themba, look, obviously people have different views and stuff to say about the mental illness of all these athletes, and obviously I also have my people might even think I'm crazy or stupid when I say some of the stuff now. But I just feel, Themba, if you a top athlete like these, like the gymnast girl, Simone Biles, and Naomi Osaka. I mean, what was it? When was Wimbledon? 2 months ago.
Yeah. True.
She withdrew from
Sure.
because of all this pressure and
Yeah, yeah.
but then at the Olympic Games she competed and she was knocked out.
Yeah.
So I was like, if you have mental issues and problems, then rather don't compete or just step aside. And then the same with Biles. I mean, she flew all the way from the States. That's not just something that happens right now at the Olympics.
Comes
Mm.
on
Can't-
a while.
Oh wow. So obviously she has a team, supports team like physios and doctors and psychologists and all these people. They should have guided her, listen, if you're in this mental state, rather don't go to the Olympic Games.
Mm.
Because now obviously, like LJ mentioned earlier as well, she get a lot of slack from people on social media. Like, how come you flew all the way that side and this and that, and everybody have everything to say.
Sure.
So, yeah, people will have all kinds of opinions and stuff. But this is something I feel like, if you're in that state of mind, then rather don't go or
Yeah.
compete at any event. Rather take a year off or
Fix it.
however,
sabbatical.
yeah, before you step back onto the field. Because I mean, Simone Biles, she's been there, 2012, she won 2016, so I mean, she's been handling and coping with this pressure,
Yeah.
winning big medals at championships and stuff, so, but yeah, with the COVID stuff, the last year and a half or 2 years now, I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff. People dying left, right, center,
Yeah.
and obviously all that will add up. The pressure now at the Olympic Games as well. Like LJ mentioned, the holding camps, all the tests and stuff. So, yeah, there's more than just the preparation of the Olympic Games for these athletes.
All right, cool.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, very important topic. This is something that I think, LJ, you always studying. Maybe you must hit us with another master's, hit us with a thesis in this.
What I'm doing now, Themba, by the way, I'm doing a master's at the German Sports University, and I'm focusing on athletes and dual careers. Dual careers meaning athletics or sports and academics. How do you balance it?
Student athletes.
You spoke about the NCAA's just now and how the athletes are kind of forced and supported.
Yeah.
Student advisor, tutors, that's a different discussion. But my question is, are we, meaning our universities, doing enough for the athletes to secure the life after sport, a qualification and so forth?
Sure. It's
I feel, just my view, sorry, Thames,
can go.
depends on how good of an athlete you are.
That's a different topic, but yeah, but mustn't it not depend on?
Currently,
Yeah.
currently. I'm not saying it's right, but I feel that's the current state.
It's true.
But
Maybe,
I'm
maybe
looking
not.
At systems. I'm looking at.
I'll write you a paper.
And I interviewed 15 Olympians that's currently in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I look forward to that one. This man.
Yeah,
Next thing we'll be calling him doctor.
definitely
3
Themba.
years from now.
Yeah, but yeah, like LJ mentioned now, we competed against a guy called Karim Hussein from Swiss.
Great question.
And the man is a doctor. He's actually Dr. Karim Hussein at the moment. So, and he once told me, listen, it's difficult being a student athlete, like because of all the long hours of studying and doesn't always have time to train or to compete, So yeah, it's actually LJ is actually on the good path where he needs to help these athletes, the future ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing to do your masters in, because if you get that right and you get to implement at least some of it, or create the first footsteps or just a pathway, that's going to make a massive difference. Let's call it 20 years from now. NCAA finally opened up. It's called the NIL, right?
Yes.
Name, image, and likeness. Open Doors is also the company that's leading that for two former Huskers, and it had to start somewhere. Someone had to fight for it. Someone who really had to go understand it. And the guy's name is Adi Kanalik and Blake Lawrence. Those two guys literally opened up the discussions and explained what they found out of real life data, and really why they believe the athletes need to utilize their own social media, and then supported it. So yeah, good luck with that.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool. All right, Thames,
Van
let's
Zyl.
play that game and then we call it.
The academic.
Hey?
All right,
You
yeah,
wanna
let's
play
call
that
it.
game?
Let's play the game. I'm gonna just make it 8 questions. So this is how the game works. All right. All right. So today's game is Battle of the Goats. We've got LJ Van Zyl in one corner, gentlemen, and we've got Cornel Fredericks in the other. No biting, no scratching, no hitting below the belt. Let's keep it clean, please. All right, so it's 8 questions. I direct it to one person first. I'm going to start with Cornel. He gets an opportunity to answer. If he fails, LJ, you've got a chance. I'm keeping score here. We'll take it from there. Very simple, guys. We're going to wrap up this show with something to test your knowledge. All right.
Okay.
So this is Battle of the Goats. Who won gold? That's all I want to know. Who won gold?
Oh.
I'm going to be touching on different Olympic games. I won't go too far back.
Go back to 1928.
We're
It
going
was Olympics in LA.
to...
Google it.
Yeah,
no, you're
this
right.
guy. Okay,
You're
LJ.
right.
And it was just there.
Whoa, whoa. Can you do the questions, LJ? Whoa. The student here.
Look there, 1928.
I am actually.
Well,
I'm already 1-0 down.
Whilst Erwin is googling that, I'm gonna start with the Cornel first question. Who won gold? All right, I'm gonna keep it simple. 2004, 400 meter men.
Must I answer first?
No, Cornel
Okay,
first.
okay.
Amsterdam.
2004, 400 meter men. Who won gold at the Olympics? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Van Zyl.
Jeremy Warner.
The answer is Jeremy Warner.
Got it, he's taking it. 1 zip to
Who
Alia.
was second, by the way?
Sheesh.
I can tell you.
Isn't it? Can I guess?
Yeah, yeah.
LaShawn Merritt?
No.
No.
He was 2008.
Ah.
So, but anyway, let's go on.
Second, who was it?
Third was Michael Blackwood from Jamaica.
Wow. Okay.
And
this
his
is-
time was
second.
44:25.
Colonel, you're in trouble.
I actually forgot about Jeremy Warren. After Wade went past that record.
Yeah.
Yes, what a legend. But remember that guy. Guys, okay.
Yeah.
This one directed to LJ Van
Oh.
Zyl. I keep it at 2004.
Oh,
Who at 2004 won the 200 meter men gold medal? LJ first. I'll give it to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know it.
It's not that far.
200.
Here comes that
Yeah.
pressure.
5, 4, 3,
It's not Carter.
2, 1.
Yeah.
Time.
Give it to Cornel.
Cornel.
Sean Crawford.
Ah, shit.
Sean Crawford is correct.
Yeah.
Well
wait,
done.
Let's
What's
get a
that?
little
Cheetah Man.
applause
They
going.
call-
Cheetah
Cheetah
man. Hey, you guys, okay? Yellow's alright, man.
One in the yellow corner and then one in Alia's corner.
Yellow's alright, man.
Lovely.
Alright, next one. This one is going to Cornel Fredericks. This one is the 400 meter hurdles. I'm gonna do you guys both 400 meter hurdles just to test you a bit.
Yes, okay.
It's gonna be too easy. But anyways, Cornel, 2012, who won the 400 meter hurdles for men? 5, 4,
I've got it.
3.
I've got it.
Superman. Felix Sanchez.
Yes, correct.
Who was second?
Yeah,
Second.
Who
boy.
was second?
Mike Tinsley.
Yeah. Who was third?
Javier Coulson.
You guys,
Yeah.
stop it,
Wasn't
stop
that the
it.
guy that came out of retirement back that got
Yes.
third?
That's
Yeah,
Angelo,
right.
ne? Wasn't that Angelo that came out
Angelo.
of
He won 2008.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's your next
Cool.
question.
That's your next question, okay. 2-1.
All right. So that's you somehow you this guy. I was
I
about
read your mind.
yeah, this guy. Okay, 2-2. Angelo
2-2.
Taylor 2008. Damn it, LJ. It's the reflection on my face or something. You guys can see the answers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna make it. This is gonna be the deal breaker. I'm taking it to the woman. Yeah, You know the man, huh? You guys, what's wrong with you? Here we go. Very easy. I'm going to start with you, LJ Van Sale. And I'm not going to go far.
Yeah.
2016, who won the 100-meter for women?
Jamaica.
3, 2, 1. Time.
She ran actually today. Wait, give me one more second.
Sorry, LJ. Time is
The short one.
Fredericks. Think about this.
She had the races.
5, 4,
Oh, Cornel, come on.
3,
Sally Ann Fraser Price.
Yeah.
2,
Shall
and the answer for 2016,
No.
Elaine Thompson.
Well, yeah.
I told
She
you.
won the 1 and 2.
I told you be
Yeah.
careful because I
She
knew
won the 1 and 2. I remember.
LJ's answer was in your head.
She won maybe 12.
Yes.
All right, let's take it to. So what's the score now?
2-2.
2-2.
Still-
Okay,
it's still
this is the
2-2,
deal breaker.
3-0, 2-2.
2008. Who did I ask first now? I asked LJ first. So this is Cornel. Cornel, you win. It's like scoring the last penalty, yeah?
Question, what's this? Question number what?
4.
4.
Question number 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Cornel Fredericks, who won 2008 100-meter champion.
Usain Bolt.
Oh, for women.
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 Oh, that's Sally Ann Fraser Price.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
LJ Van Zyl, what's your
I
answer?
agree with you.
Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, your winner of Battle of the Goats goes to the postman, Cornel Fredericks. Wow. That is correct. All right, hit me with
Well done.
awesome stuff,
I
guys.
think I would have thought Aldo should get another question, but
Yeah, because he had 4
Yeah,
questions.
he
I
had 4
3.
yeah,
But
he
you know, I'll
had
give it to
3.
him anyway.
Wait. Did you have 4?
Yeah.
No, you took his. The other one he squashed it with when he answered Angelo Taylor.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be like Marius Jonker, the TMO, yeah. But from a very
Can I ask Cornel if he gets wrong, I win. Let's blackball now.
Oh, all in.
Yeah, it's
How far are you going back?
No, recently. How many times? Here's the rules. If you correct, you win. I'll give it to you.
Hands down. No contest.
If you get it wrong, I take the money.
Hey.
How many times
It's a double or nothing.
did Llewellyn Herbert ran below 48 seconds?
Good lord.
Easy.
Can see Cornel is adding up in his mind. The tension.
Below 48.
No, below 48. Below. Like a 47 something. Yeah. His record was 47.81 for long.
Cornel Fredericks.
Oh,
Ponders.
Can I give you a hint?
oh, no friend.
It's less than 10.
I would actually.
I've got a number.
Okay, if anyone in the room, I'll give you $50 right away.
I don't need 50 bucks.
can do it
I'll
50.
take it.
Okay, let's go.
If you're wrong,
Corner, but let Corner
start
hit
with
it.
Corner,
Let
I
Corner hit
think.
it first.
He's only done it once.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah,
record.
so that was mine
The
as well.
previous
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Mine, I say he's 3 times.
3.
And I'm close. Wait.
I'm not going to tell you, but you,
No, I also said once. That was mine.
7 times.
So many times. I remember the 9. I know it did 9-7 twice, ne? 47-9. It did it twice.
He did an 81, 83,
Oh my word.
and then a few 80s and a 90 something.
Yeah.
Good.
Huh.
The
lord.
one he actually did here in the Runeberg.
Okay, so you're gonna give me 20 bucks. I was the closest.
So he was right.
Sorry.
He was wrong.
Sorry, Llewellyn.
It was a double or nothing. That was a difficult question.
Sorry, Llewellyn.
All right, LJ Van Zyl, by virtue of cheating, wins the competition.
Let's call it a draw. Because if he wins, then we yeah.
Okay,
No,
no
I'm
more,
good.
no
That
more,
was
guys.
actually a good question.
question,
Remember
yeah.
to beef up your questions next time, please.
I kept it light, huh? But they still smack, huh? Light, but they. Huh?
Cool. So I guess with that, guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It was really informative, Alia. Same with you, Cornel.
Thanks.
Both from the same event. Such pretty cool
But please,
views.
no, before
Yeah.
you, okay, it's enough about us.
Yeah.
For you, Erwin, Themba, I
And
don't ask
Quintin
your name.
Pennells.
Quintin, guys, thanks what you're doing for athletics. I cannot say thank you enough. And I think the people who's listening and Cornel, everybody will agree. You, Backtrack Sports, you amazing. I thank you. And if it wasn't for you, athletics will not be at this stage at the moment. I promise you.
Wow.
Since whenever, at the end of my career, you're starting to get filming, live stream, that's amazing. Thanks for that.
Thanks, Alia.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Appreciate
We
it.
really appreciate what you guys doing. And yeah, from my side, I actually, not every night, but most of the times when you guys are online, I actually tune in
I heard.
to listen to all the different types of athletes. I think maybe it's time for you guys to get some coaches on here as well.
On Backchat.
Yeah, we actually got one scheduled for next week, so
Because,
I don't want to spoil it yet. Just to confirm.
Because I think, especially for me, also going in that direction
Yeah.
forward, it's nice to hear all the stories from the athletes and their
Yeah.
experiences,
Mm.
because that's definitely something I would have to also work on
Absolutely.
going into the next phase of being a coach one day.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No.
Well, thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. One thing that's pretty cool, we 5 guys, Akani joining, and what you guys don't know, Kurt Kuto as well. Yeah, so he's joined the company too, also as one of the directors.
Great
and,
stuff. Great
He
stuff.
invested in, and he's going to run rest of Africa. We've got a pretty cool program that I won't touch too much about what we got here. We're going to see how we can help Africa out and then bring it all together in let's call it mysterious ways. But yeah, we're having fun on a daily basis. I can't believe this is our jobs. And yeah, with that, to the viewers, thank you very much. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. Thanks to you guys. Like, subscribe, share, even give us your thoughts, ideas, raise issues, concerns, whatever it is. We'll see you next week. And from my side and from
Themba Madima, #Black Legend, and
CORNEL, FREDERICKS.
Van Sale.
Fun sale.
thanks a lot, guys.
It is
It's been
good night.
Awesome guests, man. Thanks,
Awesome
guys.
guys. Thanks, guys.
Hey.
The Kiefness.
Yeah.